Joining us is Graham Harris. He's the chairman of Surge Battery Metals. This is a company developing what they claim is the highest grade lithium clay resource in the U.S. at their Nevada North Lithium Project. The company just announced a joint venture with Evolution Mining that could provide up to $10 million in funding for a preliminary feasibility study. Graham, thank you for being here. Let's get right into it.
Hey, thanks for hosting me.
Well, first, explain what you've got at the Nevada North Lithium Project and how this new JV with Evolution changes the development trajectory.
Yeah, what we have at the Nevada North Project, you say earlier that we claim to have this. We do more than that. We've proven that we have the biggest and best lithium resource in North America. We came out with our PEA earlier this year, 11 billion tons, at the highest grade in the clay space. So we're pretty confident now moving forward, with the PEA in hand, that we can continue to de-risk this project and advance it. And to that end, we want to be working on the PFS, and to do that, you need capital, and we were able to attract a very significant partner in Evolution. And we had synergy with Evolution because within our claim package, there was a private land portion, 800 acres out of the 12,000 acres that was owned privately by a group. Salmon River has the surface rights, Salmon River Cattlemen Association. We had acquired 25% of the subsurface mineral rights previously, about 2 years ago, from two entities. And the remaining 75% of those subsurface mineral rights were attributable to Evolution. So it was always incumbent upon us to try to bring this all together. And over the last 2 years, we've been working closely with all parties. About a month ago, you saw us release an LOI, a letter of intent to work with Salmon River to allow an access agreement, which was key. And now we've just completed doing a joint venture agreement with Evolution, which combines all our mineral assets into one. And we're going to form a JV and proceed forward. More importantly, Evolution has agreed to fund this JV for a further $10 million, which is the money that was needed to get to PFS. So we're pretty excited. I know the lithium space has been dead, shall we say, in terms of market excitement, but notwithstanding that, we have been plugging away on this project, and I think these are really, really key milestones that we've been able to overcome in a very tough market. And we're excited now about having a well-funded partner in Evolution. When we started this project 2 years ago, Evolution was a $5 billion gold company. Now they're a $20 billion gold company. And to have their backing and support is fantastic for us and the shareholders.
Well, this LOI has several conditions that have to be met, including Surge completing a $3 million equity financing. How confident are you in securing that? And what's the realistic timeline for converting the LOI into a binding agreement?
I'm more than 100% confident, if that's possible, in terms of raising the capital. We've had a few of our major shareholders reach out and commit. So I'm pretty confident we're going to get that done. And in the LOI, it calls for a closing of no later than November 5th. So just to be clear, we've also undertaken, just to tell you how confident we are in this being complete, we've gone ahead and advanced our drill program on our own. In no short part because we're confident this thing will close. We've done a lot of time, a lot of due diligence with Evolution. I think it's just a matter of crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and we're putting up the capital to advance this program. We didn't want to wait for the LOI to complete, and then November 5th comes, we've lost the drilling season. So we're going full speed ahead on the basis that it will close and we will meet our obligations.
Well, if we can also talk about the PEA, as mentioned, it was released this year. It shows about $9.2 billion NPV, 22.8% IRR, and just over a 4.5-year payback period. What are the key technical and economic questions that the PFS needs to answer, and what could change materially from the PEA assumptions as you move here to this next level?
Well, that's a good question. We didn't introduce any technological risk into this PEA. It's using a well-known method, Thacker Pass model. We've modeled it after the Thacker Pass. So we're not introducing any technological risk into this. I think one of the things that people can look for, and I think one of the key metrics that we can improve on, is in the grade. We already have the highest grade lithium deposit. I think with the further infill drilling that we're undergoing, we're going to be infill drilling in some of the higher grade areas. And I think that at the end of this drilling season, we can expect a bump in the overall grade of the project. And that's going to be really key because that's going to affect the metrics very positively as far as the IRR and the NPV go. So if anything, we're looking to really improve on the PEA with the PFS, mainly as a result of increasing the overall grade of the deposit.
Well, you've also received approval from the Bureau of Land Management for expanded exploration. But can you talk to us about realistic timelines for obtaining full mining permits on the land package?
Well, thanks to a new administration in the U.S., we're a little more confident in the timelines moving forward. We've watched other projects sort of get green lighted. And I think once we get the PFS done by the end of next year, I think it's realistic to talk within a year or two versus 5 or 6 years in previous administrations as far as getting the mining permit. So we don't see any impediments to the mining permit. It's just a question of us going out and advancing and de-risking it, getting it to the PFS, and then applying for the mining permit. And like I said, under the guidelines of the new administration, we see that process being streamlined.
Mm-hmm. Well, with multiple large lithium clay projects advancing in Nevada, like Thacker Pass, going to production, how will you be differentiating your value proposition, and what's the strategy for securing offtake agreements in the future in what could become a more competitive market by the time you reach production?
Yeah, I think, overall there's room for 3 or 4 of these projects in the U.S. I mean, the demand is 400,000 to 500,000 metric tons a year. We're looking at Thacker Pass providing 160,000 at full capacity. So there is room for 2 or 3 of these big scale lithium projects in the U.S. How we are differentiating ourselves is clearly in the project itself. It's turning out to be the highest quality, best grade deposit in the U.S. and we're doing everything we can to advance this. We've just secured a partner. We'll get to the PFS. We have had many ongoing discussions with the strategic partners. I think what's really going to get the wheels going here is now we've done the PEA. We'll get to the PFS, further de-risk it, and that's where some of the bigger players will come in. They want to see this project de-risked, and to do that, we need to provide the PFS.
All right, Graham Harris, thank you for making the time today.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity.
Absolutely. Graham Harris of Surge Battery Metals. You can go to CEO.CA and search the ticker symbol below for you to understand what folks may be saying about the company at any time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.